Hello, Whovians, and welcome to my sort of thoughts and review here. Finally discussing and finally sharing my thoughts on the Underwater Menace animation. It took me a bit of time to get here, but we finally got here, which is the main thing. We might as well get straight into it and make sure to like and subscribe and all the usual links in the description, as always. So let's get into the Underwater Menace. The Underwater Menace. Let's put it this way. The Underwater Menace is one of those stories that I feel gets underrated, mainly because of the fact that, we only have two episodes existing, and obviously episode two is not as, can be a little overwhelming for a lot of Whovians, that episode, alongside, episode three has more action to it compared to episode two, which obviously episode three has a lot more action because of Professor Zara, killing some of his people just to take control. That's more menacing than the other part where mainly, the Doctor's about to be sacrificed, which that happens nearly every episode, which you can see why there's not that. I mean, some people love this episode, some probably will prefer other stories over this one. In terms of the animation, I feel like the animation is on point. I mean, it feels it's almost like they've improved the quality of the animation that they've been using with the Evil of the Daleks, Fury from the Deep, etc. They've improved that technology so they can make the animations look a lot more, look a lot more livelier as they produce them for some of these lost stories, which I think is really good that they've done that, because we basically just puts just makes it feel like it's been recovered in its original form, in a format that is viewable, essentially, is what this is. And I love that. I love the fact that I just love that. I love the fact that we're getting, mainly because of the fact, I just love the fact we finally got the animation in our hands now. And I love the fact that the animation is, this is also something that we were promised during the original Underwater Menace. I'm sure most of you Whovians will remember that originally, when 2 Entertained were in charge, they promised us during the 50th anniversary that they were going to release the Underwater Menace episodes that were recovered in 2011 as part of an animation treatment. But then we found out it got cancelled, which they didn't tell us until later what the reason was. Mainly it was due to pretty much money reasons, or at least part of it was money reasons, and mainly because they couldn't afford to do what they were promised. So they decided to stick to telesnaps, and obviously that upset a lot of people that they just stuck with the telesnap format when they could have just found somebody else to do the animation. I'm kind of glad that they finally returned to that promise, because this is what should have happened in the original Underwater Menace release. We should have this as our previous Underwater Menace release. I'm amazed it took them this long to actually think, okay, maybe we should release this in the format that it should. Nevertheless, I for one, I have nothing really bad to say for the. Sure, it looks a bit goofy, the fact that they animated the fish people to look like actual fish. Compared to in the actual episode 3, you have people in costumes, and you can even see one of the actors' face when they're performing the water scenes for the fish people. So luckily they made it feel creative, making them into actual fish people, which they didn't have the budget to do at the time, which I think is really nice to see that they did that. Lo and behold, really, I think it was a really nice to see this episode finally come alive, really, and that's how I feel about this animation. I feel that all the animations we've seen has helped prove that, not only improve, but also I just feel glad that we're able to see episodes that once upon a time, if you told me if we were going to ever see Evil of the Daleks released on DVD, a lot of people would tell me, no, it's never going to happen. But the fact that they finally made that happen is what makes me happy. The fact that we got Fury for the Deep, we've got Evil of the Daleks, we got all these other stories that we never thought were going to get singleized DVD releases, but here we are. It's finally happened, and I'm really, really glad about that. And I hope this is just the beginning of, hopefully, I'm hoping it's the beginning of hopefully them finishing off the missing stories section, so that we can finally have hopefully every single Doctor Who on DVD format, Blu-ray format as well, which I think would be really nice to have in this day and age. But whether we'll get there remains to be seen. I'm remaining hopeful that we will get there, and I'm remaining hopeful that we are going to see maybe we'll see. I like to be hopeful that we'll eventually get to a point that maybe we'll see special editions of like the Invasion. I wouldn't mind seeing the Invasion get a special edition at some point, maybe to date the animation slightly, because I mean that's the only DVD that has a completely different animation compared to what we got now, and I wouldn't mind seeing the Invasion in this animation style at some point. If they ever think about maybe revisiting that, it'd be really interesting to see what it looks like with this animation on top. I think it might look even more striking compared to how it was in the previous animation format, which I mean, I have nothing against the people who did the animation of the Invasion, but I would be interested to see this animation style would look like on the Invasion. I think it would look very impressive. Yeah, let me know in the comment section below how you feel about the Underwater Menace animations. For me, I actually don't mind. I really don't mind seeing this animation style continue. I know a lot of people have praised it, which is good to see that there's been a lot of praise to the animation format that the BBC have been going with for these missing stories, and I hope they do continue to retune it, refine it, all that stuff. Hopefully, and I mean, I know there's a part of me that really wants to see some more Troutons and Hartnells be recovered, but be realistic. It's not going to be as easy as it looks, is it? I mean, if something was going to be found, we would have had traces by now. Process. I mean, but at least I'm somewhat remaining hopeful that maybe there will be a day it does happen, and by a miracle, we'll actually get to see the real thing. I think that would be really cool. We'll see. We'll see if that ever happens down the road. But I mean, I'm not gonna get my hopes up just in case it doesn't happen, because it wouldn't be fair to give people hope if nothing's gonna come out of it. So yeah, for now, I think the best thing is to it's just focus on the animations. I think is the best move really, and I think they're doing a good job with it. So, and also, I would love to hear also in the comment section what stories would you like to see get animated on DVD and Blu-ray. Is there any stories remaining that you really want to see? I know Dalek's Master Plan is on everybody's wish list. Hopefully the BBC, I would imagine the BBC's heard that feedback by now. But if they have, then yeah, hopefully we'll get there. Hopefully we'll get to a point where Feast of Stephen's been animated and maybe it gets a TV showing down at Christmas down the line. Maybe. Who knows? In the meantime, thanks for watching. I am going to have my reviews of the Celestial Toymaker, by the way, and also happy Lunar New Year, by the way, to all the folks in that region. Hope your celebrations have gone well. Yes, we've got, like I said, we've got Celestial Toymaker animation review. We're going to hopefully revisit TV movie soon as well. There is going to be some news updates regarding season 2, series 2, regarding new writers that are going to be coming to Doctor Who this year to support the series in terms of new scripts that they've written. We know their names now, so that's a good thing. I mean, we're still waiting for air dates, but I'm sure we're going to be getting air dates soon, because I mean, Russell's going to be giving us an update in the Doctor Who magazine, which will also be covering any updates that Russell gives us regarding the upcoming series for Doctor Who and also the ongoing situation about series 3 and whether or not Ncuti is going to remain as the Doctor or if he's leaving after series 3. We'll hopefully have some answers. But anyway, thanks for watching, and enjoy your Lunar New Year celebrations. See you then.